With the rise of the e-bike and then becoming more commonplace on the trails, the question seems to have arisen, are conventional mountain bikes a better workout? Well, I have been tasked with finding out. So as GMBN's resident mile-munching fitness fella, we've come out here onto my local and we're going to answer the question, is the conventional mountain bike still a better workout than the e-bike? But to do this then, I am going to need a partner in crime, someone who can help me out. So I've brought in this guy, EMBN's Chris Smith. All right, mate.
Cheers, Rich. Yeah, today we're going to be seeing if this bike is more of a workout than that.
Yikes, yes we are. And to do that though, we are going to crunch some numbers. So I have set us out a route, Chris, around the Mendips. It's a bit of a grim day today, but...
Pretty nasty, isn't it? Should have brought the waterproof.
Yeah, definitely. To do this then, Chris, we're going to do a little bit of number crunching. So we're going to look at things like power. We both got power meters on our bikes.
Got that.
Heart rate strap, you got one on?
I've got one on for maybe my second time ever in my life.
Oh, crikey. He has got a heart, this man. We're going to look at the calories that we've burnt, the time it takes to do it. And then using all that kind of numbers and that data, we're going to see actually maybe who put the most effort in, who got the most out of it.
Yeah.
And maybe sort of decide this argument once and for all.
It's going to be interesting, I think. Power mode, things like that could come into play. If I run it in eco compared to turbo, time, effort, oh, could be close.
I'm going to be running mine in nothing but turbo.
I don't doubt it.
All right, Chris, let's take a look at the route we're going to do, which is available on Komoot, should you guys and girls want to do it yourself.
The loop we are riding today is just over 9 kilometers long. It has 180 meters of ascending and descending, and it's typical Mendips terrain. Nothing too technical, but a few challenging short sections along the way. All ends up with a long, lung-busting climb back to the finish, and we'll be smashing out 2 laps in total. So that's the route. Let's take a look at the bikes that me and Rich are going to be riding today. Well, I'm going to be riding my 2022 Specialized Levo. Now this bike is full carbon fiber, rolls on 29-inch wheel up front, 27.5 wheel out back. It's got 700 watt-hour battery and a 90 Nm torque motor from Brose. I'm going to be recording all the data on my Garmin and also on Mission Control, which gives a real insight as to all the little details that come from my e-bike.
Chris's electricity-powered bike then seems all well and good, but it's nothing compared to this. Behold my Orbea Ois in full XC race mode, I might add. Carbon throughout, it is exceedingly lightweight, and like I say, we're going to be looking at some numbers today. So I've got the Garmin Rally XC200 power meter, pedals on, synced up to the 1040 solar head unit, with obviously my heart rate strap on as well. I've got fast rolling tyres, I've got 100mm travel front and back, wide range cassette, lightweight disc, I mean, you name it, this thing is built to go fast. So I reckon it's going to make for some interesting debate at the end. Right, Chris, remember, this isn't a race like last time. Don't you worry, mate, that's coming.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah, that's coming. No, this is purely to see what the differences are. So I think with that, I'm going to let you crack on. So 3, 2, 1.
Right, see you in a bit. See you.
Ease off. Right, with that, ladies and gents, I am genuinely intrigued as to what these numbers are going to look like at the end, because I do ride an e-bike now and again, and I am intrigued that if I rode it a bit more, would I still get the same workout? So I'm going to crack on as well. Right, here we go. Spectacles on. Garmining. And we're off. See ya.
This first section, straight above the limiter, so probably working harder than Rich. Rich is on that super light bike, I'm on a heavy bike now, working above my assisted speed. This is Rich's backyard as well, so he really knows these trails. Sections like that as well with the eaves definitely helps out, I think. On a standard bike you'd be probably stalling a bit through there. There's some big gaps in this route. We're just keeping the power on, keeping the all-important momentum.
God. The route has got some of these punchy little climbs in which I know will definitely be more effort for me. It'll be interesting to see if Chris knocks it down a mode or two to try and, I don't know, get a little bit more of a workout maybe. From a time perspective, this is definitely where Chris is gonna blitz me one. Obviously, even if he's putting the equivalent effort in heart rate, power, blah, 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 the speed will be loads higher. It's roasting now. I think I have to ditch the coat just a bit of a way through the first lap here.
What's gonna be really interesting is looking at the speed of the ride. Say for instance, he does it in 40 and I can do a loop in 20. Whether, you know, because that'd give me the time to do double the distance on the e-bike and then double the figures I'm getting. So if I burned 100 calories, for instance, I can burn 200. If I went around it twice in the same time that Rich does it. So, whoa, big ride. There we go. There we go, that's a pretty good little loop to be fair. Just under 6 miles, or don't know how many K that is, but it was good. Pretty fast, pretty sketchy. A lot of local knowledge I reckon on this one, so Rich shouldn't be too far behind, but probably a half hour or so.
Home stretch hill. I've kept a fairly good average wattage up here. Tried to keep it around the 300 mark the whole time. Obviously that fluctuates a little bit with the bumps and whatnot, but yeah, it's good, we're pushing. The end is there.
Here he is, finally. Yo.
Come on. How long have you been here?
Quite a while. I've not been, just been enjoying a bit of sun, not been clock watching too much. Good little loop though.
You like that?
Yeah, it's fun, wasn't it?
It's all right, isn't it? It's a good one. It's windy as hell, so how about we've stopped our computers, we find a cafe, get a cup of tea, and we have a look at what effort you really put in.
Get my fry up finally, right?
God.
Cup of Earl Grey?
Come on. Oh yes, please.
Let's do it.
Go on then. All right then, Chris, ride is done. We've had our cup of tea and it's number crunching time.
Right, okay.
So we're gonna go a little top trump-esque with this.
I like
it. So we've both synced our Garmin to connect, and from the app, we've got all the stats that we need.
So many stats.
So many stats, aren't there? The loop itself was 18 kilometers in total, 2 laps of it, 18K. Now the time it took me to do that 18K was 1 hour, 1 minute and 1 second. How fast are you doing?
A lot of digits there, Rich. I managed to do 48 minutes and 40 seconds.
Ah, okay.
So, a bit faster.
We did think you would be faster, obviously, because there is quite a drag of a climb.
It's a long, long climb from the bottom of those woods back up to that trig point, isn't it?
Yes.
Doing that a couple of times definitely made a hell of a difference there.
So as to be expected, this wasn't a race though, so the time doesn't matter too much. It's not who's winning as such, it's who's put the effort in.
Yeah.
Now my average speed will predictably be slower than you, 17.2k an hour.
So I got 22.6 kilometers per hour.
Nice, Speedy Gonzalez. Nice, that makes sense. Now we're going to get onto some more of the useful numbers now, things like heart rate and power. So my average heart rate for that 1 hour, or just over 1 hour, was 145.
Wow, you're a fit guy.
Thank you.
My average heart rate for that was 152.
Oh.
152, but I'm not as fit as you, and I'm not as young as you.
Oh, don't play the age card. Oh my God. What did your heart rate max out at? Mine was 169.
Whoa, 169, 177.
Oh, wow. So you were right up there. That's like near your proper max.
But that was pushing hard up that climb in turbo. I said, you know, I was going to dig deep, so kept it going and maybe hit that up there.
So were you, interestingly then, when you were going up that climb, were you near the limiter?
Yeah, it was pretty much the bang-on climb for an e-bike, especially in turbo mode.
24k an hour?
25k limiter, so yeah, so cruising up that 25k pretty much bang on in turbo.
Okay, so you really did push on.
Yeah,
okay, so for me, my max heart rate's around 187-ish. So I was getting up there.
Yeah.
But and 145 for an hour is not really too much of an issue for myself. But it does show that obviously we were both pushing on there. So we were both giving it the beans. We were both giving it a good effort.
Good
now,
workout.
When it comes to heart rate zones, 1 through to 6 perhaps, we both looked at our threshold.
Yeah.
How long we were in threshold. Now for me, I was 55% of the time.
55%? Wow.
Yeah, so over half of that ride was within like threshold or slightly above.
I come in at 43% at the threshold for that percentage of the ride, so a bit different there.
Yeah, so I think what that is basically that big climb that we were talking about. For that big climb, I was pushing on. I pushed, that was the bit I pushed the hardest on, and that is what I think bumped up that time where I was sitting at around the 160 mark.
I was going to say something for that possibly is the length of the time. Say it took me 5 minutes to go up that climb. If it takes you 7 minutes to get up that climb, then you'll be sat in that heart rate zone for longer. Exactly.
Possibly. Yeah, I think
Does that make a difference?
Yeah, I think you're bob on there. So then we'll look at power now, because power don't lie. So when measured in watts, of course.
Yeah.
The power that you put out is the effort you put out, essentially. There's no other way of cheating it.
Yeah.
You put in that effort. Now, I averaged sort of normalised power, and there was 234 watts.
Wow, powerful guy. I averaged out 215 watts of power, so...
Okay, so looking at this then, your ride was quicker.
Yeah.
Your average heart rate was actually slightly higher, but that could be down to your fitness level.
Yeah.
But your wattage was slightly lower as well. Now, obviously, again, down to a fitness level, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because on some parts, I really had to crank it and put out a lot of watts because I really wanted to power up some hills and try and do it in a good time.
Bouncing in the seat.
Yeah, exactly. So my max power on that on one of the punchy climbs was 1700 watts.
1700 watts. Whoa. Power.
Pistons, mate. Pistons.
I maxed out at 1200 watts. On some of those steeper climbs as well. So
I mean, that's got to be down, I think, purely to having the motor, having the assistance. I don't think you are going to really have to stamp on those, proper stamp on those pedals as much.
I think it's more the cadence is obviously super important when it comes to e-bikes. Keeping that cadence high, gear selection is what makes the biggest difference, rather than getting, really pumping and bouncing on those pedals. So,
that is true.
What you did.
I do. So final number I've got here is calories burnt. So what I kind of got out of that ride, I suppose, bit of weight loss, bit of fitness improvement, perhaps.
Ability to eat some cake at the cafe after.
Too flipping right, bud. So I burnt 774 calories in just over that hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quite a few. I managed to do 664 calories, so gave me a bit of room to put that cake in.
Yeah. Interestingly, then, you were 12 minutes quicker?
Yeah, something like that.
12 minutes. So if you'd ridden for an extra 12 minutes, you may well have burnt a similar amount of calories.
Definitely. I think, made it out. And the other thing that comes into this whole equation is that whole thing of whether I rode the same loop in eco mode, I rode it in trail mode. It's all going to make a big difference, isn't it, to the whole outcome of these figures? So
that myth that actually an e-bike is not as good a workout as a conventional mountain bike, I think we've dispelled it. That actually it isn't. I'm sorry, it is. It is a good as workout. Because if you'd ridden for the same amount of time, well, you would have ridden a further distance. You'd have got more riding in. And you probably would have burnt a similar amount of calories. So it really depends on what you want to do on that bike of yours. If you are actually committed to using that e-bike to push on and actually smash out the miles and really get that heart rate going, then yes, you can get a very good workout on it.
It definitely comes down to be, whether you want to be a rider of that bike or whether you want to be a passenger. Like some of those climbs, I could have sat there in turbo mode and let the bike do the work. But if you put the work into the bike, you're going to go up there at crazy speed and get some good figures, and your fitness is going to benefit, right?
That's it. Well, do you know what? I thought I was going to blitz it here. I thought Chris is going to cruise around. He's not really going to do much. I know what Chris is like. He'll be having like a bottle of Dr. Pepper at the top.
I do have one.
And you were, weren't you? But I thought, do you know what? My power, my calories, my heart rate's going to miss them. But like you full on pushed on. So the conclusion then is that actually you can get a really good workout from a normal e-bike. They are not a million miles behind a standard bike. And hey, as long as everyone's riding, then it's all good fun and
right?
games,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Do you know what? If you are an avid e-mountain biker or a standard mountain biker, whichever way, let us know what you think on this whole topic in the comments below, because it's an interesting one, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I really want to try these different power modes, see how much difference it really
Yeah.
makes on these bigger rides. So it'd be super interesting to do it again. And I want to do that race as well, remember?
Oh, game on. Game on. All right, well, look, that's it from us. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We will catch you next time. See you later.
Cheers.